Hello, my friends. Welcome. It's Wednesday, and that means in our Empowered Fitness community for women over 40, you get a session with me of all your questions and answers. Jill Ortiz from Jill Ortiz Fitness here, and I'm excited to start going over some of your burning questions about fitness, nutrition, weight loss, menopause, all the great things. And I want to make one awesome announcement today, and that is many of you have already seen that we are doing our 5-day Menopause Makeover group for the first time starting this Monday, April 21st. And I encourage you to take part in this group because it is only $5 and you get 5 amazing live workouts with me. You get 5 10-minute mastery workshops on all things menopause and so many other amazing resources. I already have 2 stacks. I have my first stack, I have my second stack that I just took off the printer. So many, dozens of you filled out your hormone harmony assessment, and I'm going through all of them. I've got calls set up with many of you to go over them and review all free bonuses in our 5-day menopause makeover. I'm only running this once this year. I don't know if I'll run it again, but we got to see how it goes. And I think it's going to be an awesome group. Just so much great information for you to start moving forward. That's the biggest thing. I just had a text message from somebody who I had a call with a while ago, and she never got started on the tools that we had decided were going to be for her. And she said, just so much going on in her life and finances and all that stuff. And I just said to her, just start with the 5-day menopause makeover. It's $5 and it's a move in the right direction, right? That's what's important, is that you're making forward movement and not just staying stuck. And so that's what I encourage you to do too. So I have the link here for you to sign up, and you can get started right away with your hormone harmony assessment, setting up a call with me, and going over your menopause Bible and your workbook for next week. So lots of great stuff that you can do right away. So what we do every Wednesday, if you're new here, is when you join our group, you answer some questions and you're able to ask a question about something that has been holding you back in your journey here. And so I got a lot of really varied, great questions this week with new people coming in. And we have an awesome variety also when I ask, what's holding you back from getting the results you want in your fitness and nutrition. Although, like always, we had about 5 or 6 of you say motivation is holding you back. I want to remind you that every Monday I do a motivation pep talk. So you can go back. There's a whole guide full of them that you can watch. And that will help you with different spins on motivation, right? We talk about motivation in many different ways, but really the most important thing when it comes to motivation is, are you okay with staying where you're at and how you feel, or do you want to make change? Because change is not going to happen without you actually taking action. And action is very motivating. When we start taking steps forward, it's very motivating. It gets the ball rolling, it gets the momentum building, and that can be huge in your journey. So I invite you to take action and either book a call with me or join our 5-day menopause makeover. Take some action, and that in itself will bring you some motivation, along with when you connect to how you're feeling and whether you're okay staying how you feel or if you want to change. Okay, most of us feel motivated to change and do something new. We just have to figure out what that perfect plan of action is and then start taking massive action. Okay, some other answers I got about what's holding you back. Sandy said stress eating is holding her back. So that's something that we can work on together, finding new mechanisms for handling stress. And also, one thing many of us are not taught to do is to actually analyze your stress. Where is it coming from, and what do you have in your power to change what's stressing you out? Most of us just try to self-soothe and medicate and not actually dive into the root of what's causing your stress. And so we need to start there. But then also, what's a new mechanism? What if we made working out your mechanism for handling stress, right, instead of eating? Okay, let's see. Shanna says, I don't know where to begin and how to begin. So first thing was joining our group here and getting in touch. And hopefully I might have seen if you had joined our group as well. Hopefully, if not, join it. and that'll be your start. We'll start exploring, first of all, what is holding you back, right? And then we can start taking steps forward as to what the new plan is for change. Tammy says, I am always tired and usually find an excuse not to work out or to eat crappy because it's quick. So Tammy needs some accountability and she needs a sure thing plan. And I will tell you all that Tammy just signed up for my Empowered Fitness Mastery Program this morning. And so she's sticking with me for the next 3 months. And I promise you, we are going to get you into the rhythm of working out, into that pattern, that habit. And we're going to change some of those eating habits and make sure that, why are we eating crappy because it's quick? Why don't we have healthy food because it's quick, right? We'll just change our strategies. Let's see. Luann says finding time to work out and a meal plan. So in the 5-day menopause makeover, I'm giving you 5 short workouts. They're 15 minutes a day, right? We really should be able to find 15 minutes a day to work on our physical fitness each day. So we're going to have to make time, not find time, make time, right? And then there is a meal plan that goes along with the menopause makeover. And so I would suggest that as well. Let's see, I just got a text that my insect guy is here, Marcus, coming through the gate. So we'll try to make this quick, and I might have to get up and let him in if he rings the bell, which means the dogs are going to bark. So we'll go as quickly as we can. Sandy says hormones are holding her back. Sandy, again, menopause makeover. We can do this together. Wendy says money's holding her back. Menopause makeover. It's only $5. Get you moving in the right direction. Millie says food stress and not eating healthy. So we need to start changing those habits and get you some new recipes, a meal plan, something that's enjoyable and will get you going in the right direction. I'm all about enjoying my food and getting results. Okay, so let's go through some quick questions. Sandy wants to know, what are the bad carbs and what are the good carbs? So when we think bad carbs, we think the ones laden with sugar, with fat carbs, saturated fats, all bad fats, right? We think about overly processed foods, so things that come in packages like chips and cookies and desserts and all the kids snacks, that stuff also over processed. It's got a lot of fake ingredients. It's got a lot of bioengineered ingredients. When we think about good carbs, we think about everything that's whole foods and natural, right? Beans have good carbs. Vegetables are good carbs. Fruits are good carbs. Rice and grains are all good carbs. So if nobody had to do anything other than pick it out of the ground, then those are the good carbs. There are going to be carbs that are maybe halfway, right? Breads. They're definitely adding additives in there to make sure that they're shelf stable. If they're, if it's something that you're buying in the store, not in the freshly baked yesterday bakery section. But we can still eat those. And I don't like necessarily calling them bad carbs. Maybe calling them kind of silly carbs or once in a while carbs or not your everyday carbs. But we want to make sure that those whole foods are going to be the good carbs, right? And it doesn't mean you can never have a donut the rest of your life. You might lose the taste for them, but we want to use those carbs sparingly, the over-processed, lots of sugar and whatnot, right? Okay. We also want to make sure that we're staying within our calories that we should be eating for the day, right? And not going overboard. So you could eat rice, but you could eat an entire pot of it and it's not a bad carb, but it's overindulging in it, right? It's not going to get you to your goal. Shayna wants to know, how do I know if my hormones are out of whack due to menopause? So that's something that we will talk about in our 5-day menopause makeover, but I also encourage you to go to your OBGYN next visit and ask for a hormone panel. That'll be a really great and for sure tell as to whether the things you're feeling, the changes, are because your hormones are changing, right? It doesn't mean they're out of whack. It means that they're changing as they naturally should as we age and no longer need our reproductive system, our reproductive organs to continue to, house and put out eggs to be fertilized. So that's what we should do, is we should maybe get a hormone panel, but also we'll go over that this coming week as to what it feels like, what are the changes, what are the symptoms that you might feel. And one thing that Tammy had told me, and she writes here, is how do you get rid of hip pain? And so that's another thing, that hip pain could be due to injury. It could be due to a weakness, right? Maybe you have an imbalance in your hips, and that's something we really work on, stability in our joints in my fitness programs. Perhaps it's because maybe she hasn't been doing the right fitness, or hasn't been doing any fitness, right? The other thing is that could be a symptom of menopause, is joint pain. And so, so we need to try some different things, maybe get seen by a doctor, do some physical therapy for the area. And also we need to look at our nutrition and see if, if good nutrition can help our bodies to start to regulate a little better. Maybe warming the hip area, right? Heating pad, stretching, and then icing to take away inflammation. All very helpful ways to help. Okay, but it's good to get to the source, and always good to see a doctor to get testing, MRIs, x-rays, that kind of stuff as well. Luann asks, how do I get the most out of my workouts to burn fat in my 50s? Ditch the cardio and add tons of heavy lifting. And that's what we'll be doing in my upcoming Fit and Fast program. I have been filming it. We've got a Fit and Fast 2.0. These are 25-minute workouts. We're going to be doing abs every day, well, core every day. We're going to be breaking up the body parts so that you can lift really heavy for a very short amount of time and change body parts throughout the week so that you're getting lots of recovery. So it's work the muscles and then rest the muscles. That's how we're going to get the most out of our workouts really after 40. And I will tell you that I have been feeling the soreness. I've been really excited filming all the workouts for us, and I can't wait for us to do these together. We're starting the first week of May, and you'll hear the announcement about that group coming up next week. We're also going to be pairing that appropriately with a great menopausal meal plan. So keep in touch about that one. Sandy asks, how do I maintain my weight and health during this time? So it's going to be giving concerted effort with the right plan, alignment of our fitness and our nutrition, getting recovery and rest, making sure we manage our stress, staying hydrated, and doing this forever. Quite honestly, it's not like you do it and then you get there and it's done and you stay there. You are going to have to work at this for the long run, okay? So it's not a secret. If you want to keep your results, you got to keep working for it, and you got to change it up. That's going to help you, right? We don't want to ever kind of like plateau unless you reach your goal and you're really happy there. We may have to change the technique. So I actually spoke with someone just the other day who said, I lost 60 pounds, but now I can't get anywhere. I haven't seen any change. I said, well, it's time to change the technique and the approach to get new results, because the same result is only going to last you so long before you need to change things up, okay? Let's see, how to balance it all and lose weight and feel better. Alignment. I'm always going to say that. This is Wendy asking the question. Getting everything in alignment, fitness, nutrition, stress, sleep, recovery, all these things. You feel like $1 million when it's all just right. And we're not taught this, right? I was taught this because I did the higher education for it, but sometimes you need a guide, and that's why I'm here, and that's why I'm here for you. Millie asks, she says, I have a hard time sticking to things because my family has no belief in me. I'm very sorry, Millie. It sounds like you're going to have to kind of woman up and not rely on your family to be your support system for this. Some families are amazing and supportive, and I love that, and it's fantastic. And other families are not supportive, maybe because they have their own issues. Maybe they know that they can't achieve these things and they want to bring everybody else down. What you need to do is you need to find your people in this, right? Not everybody has to be on your same wavelength, but it's up to you. You can't blame them. You've got to step away for this and take care of you. and surround yourself with the people who you need to be around to feel motivated, to have a plan, to feel supported and stay accountable with, and just not let their shenanigans bother you or impede on your journey. Said it. That's it. Amy says, help me with hormone imbalance and nutrition. Join me for the 5-day menopause makeover, Amy. I don't know if you did. I'll have to check my pile here. But you certainly should, because we'll be going over those things next week, starting on Monday. Vicky says, how do I keep the weight off and look toned and fit? Same thing. Fitness and nutrition have to be in alignment. If you want to look toned and feel fit, you've got to start lifting those weights, building lean muscle, fueling that muscle with the right amount of the right foods, and it will come. And I will tell you, Fit and Fast 2.0, we start it the first week in May. I think it's May 5th. You're going to have prize opportunities. You're going to have an amazing support system. You're going to have lots of check-ins. It'll be super motivating, and you're going to absolutely love the workouts because they're going to get you results in under 30 minutes a day. I'll be giving you my favorite meal plan with my Fit and Fast meals, which can be made very quickly and conveniently. No crazy, weird ingredients, lots of choices, and it's just going to be amazing. So join me for this coming week with the Menopause Makeover, and then join me for the Fit and Fast, and you'll be setting yourself for amazing, amazing success. So thank you, ladies, for joining me today, and I hope to have you get signed up ASAP for the 5-day Menopause Makeover. It's just $5. It starts Monday, April 21st, and you're going to be getting workouts. You are going to be getting education. You are going to be getting a hormone harmony assessment. You're going to get an opportunity to set up a private call with me and just so much more. All right? I'll see you soon. Bye.